simple and that life-changing. Now, during this call, we're going to be sharing our stories, our experiences, our miracles of what we have seen, heard, and felt while wearing the X39 LifeWave technology or any of the other LifeWave technologies. They are all fantastic, but we do like to highlight the X39 because it is the most comprehensive of all the patch technologies. And when it is paired with a really healthy lifestyle, the results are amazing. Now, what is this X39? It is a patch and it is light therapy in a patch. Now, in the center of a patch is a crystal structure. And like I said, when you place the patch on your body within 3 inches of your body heat, also known as infrared light, it activates the center of the patch. The patch takes in our light or our infrared body heat, and then it reflects it back to us because the crystal structure sends a specific wavelength back to our body. And now, from many decades long research of a Dr. Lauren Picard, he found this peptide or small protein called GHK copper peptide. And the brilliant scientist behind LifeWave called David Schmidt discovered the wavelength that activates this copper peptide. So this copper peptide is phenomenal. It helps bring back our cells to a younger, healthier state. And what Dr. Lauren Picard figured out was that GHK activates our stem cells. So our stem cells over time become dormant or inactive. After age 30, we lose 50%. And after age 60, I should say, we lose 90% of that activity. So here we have a patch technology that activates that peptide or protein that then brings back our cells to a younger, healthier state. And for us, thankfully, David also invented the Cellergize AM supplement. And together with that Cellergize AM supplement, they have been proven to enhance our stem cell activity. So the patches over time restores our body to a balanced, healthier state because the GHK-Cu that the X39 activates, it improves the cellular environment, it activates our genes, and it supports the natural stem cell function. Now, when you're thinking about the patch technology, because this is a conversation that I like to frequently have with individuals, think of it differently than the traditional medical model, the traditional medical approach. Instead of addressing symptoms one by one in a piecemeal way, which may or may not lead to lasting results, many of us on this call can attest to that. The patches work by supporting the body's natural ability to heal at the root. The body's doing the healing, and the patches are helping the body remember what it can do. And so, as the wonderful Dr. Kathy says, you cannot pick the fix. But I also like to add, you may not feel what the patches are doing from the onset, but needless to say, it is doing something right away. They're working behind the scenes to improve our health. Now, things that you may hear tonight are rapid wound healing, rapid pain relief, which is a fantastic thing to be able to say, reduced inflammation, improved mental clarity, faster recovery from exercise, improved skin appearance. And what I feel every single day is energy and vitality. I got energy through the roof, and thanks to the X39, I got even more energy with the Cellergize too. Now, the LifeWave patches are a patented technology created by David Schmidt. They're non-transdermal. Nothing is going into your body from the patches. It just takes your light and reflects it back to you. We put them on for 12 hours. We take it off. We let our body rest for 12 hours. And then we put on a new patch. We use them daily because when you use them daily, that's when the true benefits are felt. Inconsistent patching equals inconsistent results. Consistently patching, you will see those results. Hydrate well, get those cells communicating, and be patient. Some feel it within one patch, others it takes a month, 3 months, 6 months, 12 months. But like I said, even though you may not feel the patches are doing something, they are doing something from the get-go. And stay positive while using it is also a beautiful thing. Now, some housekeeping rules, please use symptoms only, no diagnosis names. Tell us how you felt before the patches, what patches you used, how fabulous you feel while you're on the patches. And share, share, share. So everyone raise up your hands and share those miracles because we love to hear it. I know I most certainly do. So thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Annabelle. And I was just in Barstow, California, and I've been going there for almost a quarter of a century. My wife is from there, and we went down just recently to visit her family, and she's staying there to help her mom out a little bit. Mom's getting a little bit older. I've seen that town. It's a nice little town, and now it is there's problems there, right? Lots of businesses are gone, uh, boarded up everything. Fortunately, there's still a lot of nice homes there, and there's obviously good people there. But we noticed that a lot of people have passed on, especially since the COVID vaccination uh, scam. Unfortunately, there's still massive numbers of people that are their immune system's compromised or basically passing on. So what we want everyone to do is get on the patch, and Tracy's there with her family. She's going to get her whole family on the patch, whether they like it or not. They're going to get on it, right? So it is amazing. The technology, like Dr. Annabelle was describing. David Schmidt has been on with me talking about how it could overcome great problems within our immune systems and so forth. So we hope that people, get involved with the patches. And that's one of the reasons why we do these shows so that more people can, be informed and then hopefully get involved. So what's wonderful is the YouTube channel. We're live in YouTube simultaneously as we're doing it here. The YouTube channel is growing. Watching this live, lots of people. I think there's like 73 and growing. I've We had 100 at one time here in this channel, and then we had some people came in and caused some problems, so we had to make it private. But over on YouTube, it's anyone can come over and watch, so it's great, and lots of people are tuning in over on YouTube. We have everyone here, the private channel, and it's you guys are bringing in your great reveals. Anyone that's watching on YouTube can click the link and come over and watch and share your experiences as well if you have some. All right. So, anyone have any experiences to share today? I know there's a lot of you. So just do raise your hand, and we'll start to let you talk.
I see Dr. Diane there. Bless you. And you said you might come.
Oh, yeah.
Michael, we got some people there. She is. God bless. Okay. I'll be quiet.
Go ahead, Dr. Diane. Thanks.
Hi, thank you so much. I have so many things I could share. My first experience with the knowledge of what the patch can do was in a one patch wonder, and I signed up because I had some um, infection in my bone and I needed to have bone growth, and I'm almost 70, so I definitely needed some help with that. So I decided to commit to doing the um the performance bundle for at least a year, which worked out really well. But one of the things that I just realized within the last month, as I'm approaching my 3-year anniversary of being on the patches, I have always had issues with my feet since I was a teenager. And but when I was in my 20s, I got sole inserts and arch supports because my feet would bother me all the time. And I've worn those since my 20s, so it's almost 50 years now. And I bought this cute pair of shoes a few like last month, and when I got them, I was a little disappointed because I couldn't put my inserts in them, and I didn't know if I was going to be able to wear them. So I wore them to work and I spent the day, and I thought, well, I'll give them a try and see how they do. And I didn't have any problems that day. I used them for a couple more days, and I had absolutely no problems. Now they did have memory foam, but I've had that experience before and had no issues with my feet. And then within the next week or so, when I started to use my other shoes that all had the inserts in them, they hurt my feet. So I had to remove the inserts from all of my shoes. And now I can go without inserts and I can wear flat sandals and my feet don't hurt anymore. And I've tried this over the years and I've never been able to get away with it. So I know that this has been one of the things that has changed for me. And it doesn't seem like a major thing, but it could help some people significantly. It just took almost 3 years for this change to occur. So this is a long-term thing. It's not just a 1 month and done or 1 year and done. If you want to see significant change in your body, this is the long game. It's for life. LifeWave for life.
Well
And
said. I
thank you
like
so
that.
much for letting me share.
Yeah, thanks for coming on. I appreciate that. That's a beautiful share. Yeah, LifeWave for life. Very good. It rhymes. Susan.
Okay. Hope you can hear me. I'm in my car. Can you hear me?
Yes, we got you.
Okay. Okay. I'm a newbie. I've been using the patches for about 2 months. I've been watching Miracle Monday for more than, well, maybe a year. I keep a long time before I could afford the patches. I was watching and listening to people's stories, and I had some pretty significant life changes occur during last year. I was told following some medical tests that I had some my half of my body went numb and I've got tingling and stuff in half of my body, and that's been going on for, it'll be a year in September. So they said I had a little bit of difficulty with circulation in my brain, if you get my drift. And then in November after Thanksgiving, I was in a car accident and I was laid up for a bit. It took me about 3 months to be able to walk decently again. And so I've lost muscle mass and strength and weight and all kinds of things. So anyway, I got on the patches about 2 months ago, and I know it's going to take a while because there's a lot going on with this body. I know I'm 75, so I figure 7 months at least of using the patches before I can really pass judgment. And I'm really anxious to share about them with other people, but I don't feel comfortable doing that until I've had some personal experiences. So a couple weeks ago, I was listening either to Miracle Monday or Sunday night call, and somebody that's been using the patches for a while had like 39 and 49, and they had something else on them too. And something was hurting, and that person said she just took the patch off of one spot in her body and applied it to something that was hurting. And I remembered that. So I was out walking. I've been trying to get my steps back up to a reasonable, I'm only up to 3,000 steps a day. And it's taken a while to get back into a better place. And I go out at night because I'm in Texas and it's too hot here to walk during the day. So I had 30 minutes left before midnight, and I had to get my steps in because I didn't want my app to show that I'd missed a day. I'm up to 120 days in a row now.
Wow.
And so I was out walking and I got this bad pain in my shin. And I thought, there's no way I'm going to get the rest of my steps in tonight. This is terrible. But then I remembered the person that said they just peeled the patch off and tried it someplace else. And I had an Eon on my arm for some muscle pain. And I whipped that booger off and put it on my leg. And darned if my leg didn't stop hurting. So I was able to get my steps in. So I was really excited about that. Well, then like I said, I really want to share. So I have a couple that's, I believe, been friends for 50 years, and they're skeptics about a lot of things. And he was having problems with sleep, so I gave him some silent nights, and he didn't see any help with that. But then his wife had a lot of problems with her knee, and she's afraid she's facing a knee replacement, and so she was complaining. And I gave her about 4 X39s and said, well, I told her how to use them and to hydrate and all that kind of stuff. And she put off using them for a couple weeks because she didn't want to waste them. And so then the day before yesterday, she called, and her knee was really hurting her, and it was at night, and she had just peeled one of those X39s and put it on her knee, even though it was nighttime, and I told her to use it in the daytime. But she called me the next day, and about 4 o'clock in the morning, her knee finally started hurting. So she's like, I need the address. I need to know where to order these things. She was so excited. So that's my story.
That's fantastic. Yeah. So that's the way a lot of us are. We start using a product, and once we get our great results, then we start to share. So yeah, I'm glad you stayed with it. I'm glad you kept watching and kept motivated. And then eventually, when it came time for you to be able to, you know, use the patches, you got on it, and now you're probably going to do it for a long time, maybe hopefully for life, like the rest of us. So, congratulations. Thanks a lot, Susan.
Thanks. I'm hoping to see a lot more results, but I know I have to be patient.
Absolutely. Good. Dr. Annabelle.
Listening to Dr. Diane, it reminded me of one of my own stories, and she's absolutely right. It is the long game because you don't know what's going to happen as you're using the patch technology. So I've been on it for a little over 2 years, and being on my feet as part of my career for decades, at least 2 decades. I always had pain in my feet throbbing by the end of the day. And it was especially worse when I was at home and I was hosting my family, and you're up and about and trying to make everybody happy and feeding everybody. So you're basically on your feet all day long. And while I, wasn't on the patches, it was that same thing. It was that throbbing, aching, very difficult, painful feet at the end of the day. Well, since I've been on the patch technology, that pain is non-existent. It's fantastic. And I always had shoulder pain when I was rolling over because I'm a side sleeper, and that pain went away. For my mom, my mom is always my most dramatic of the stories. She had come to my house to visit me, and she had complained of that pain that originates at the buttock and then radiates down the leg. And for her, I decided to put the ice wave. And lo and behold, I put the brown patch where it hurt, and I put the white patch where it was radiating to a little bit beyond the brown patch. And within 10 seconds, the pain was gone. So that was pretty fantastic, to see those results quickly. But definitely it's the long game because you don't know what it's doing in the background. So I love it. And Jen, I think we might have lost Michael.
No, I'm still here.
Oh, you're still here. I don't see you.
Yep.
But
Oh,
thank you.
So many people raised their hands. I think he just got pushed down a
you
bit.
get
Where are
pushed
you,
down.
Michael?
That's a good problem. Yeah.
That's true. I'm looking for you myself. Oh my God. I don't see him either. Oh
Uh,
boy. Well, it's my
Jen, go
turn.
ahead.
Yeah, I will. Thank you. Um, Barbara and I were coming back from the conference yesterday, and we were talking about uh, when your feet throb and hurt, all that good stuff. And Dr. Diane, I also had inserts for my shoes, and I didn't realize it until you were sharing your story that I haven't worn them in 3 years. And so, and I've been on the patch for 3 years too. It's a long-term thing. But I was telling Barbara because she says I'm not so sure what it does for that issue. And she's heard a lot of stories, so she knows a bunch. But I said, well, my feet, I used to wear socks to bed every night because they were so cold. I haven't worn socks in probably 6 months to a year. They don't ever throb pain wise. I still have that feeling in them that's weird, that I want to eventually get rid of that. But so I'm here with the whole people with the feet saying, yeah, it works, but it just takes time. And my other stories are also stories about that, but I don't need to go into it again tonight. But that's, Michael, what I wanted to share about my feet. It's
Yep.
amazing. Yeah. Okay. Suncatcher.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
I'm sorry. I was so excited to be on tonight because I actually got my camera working on my laptop, but I don't know why it's not working on this Zoom call. And I'm very sorry. I know you only prefer to have people that have a picture to look at, but I just wanted to kind of continue about some things I said last week. And I never told you. Okay, how do I start my video? I'm going to push that video button. It cannot start video. Another camera. I only have one. Sorry. I guess it's going to keep saying start my video. The host is asking me to start my video, it says. Okay. In May, I started using the performance bundle in the middle of the month. So I've got just a little over 2 months now, and I have had some subtle changes. The very first one, Roxanne told you all about in May. I went to my grandson's graduation, and we had to park in the parking garage, and the elevator didn't work. And I thought, what am I going to do? I have a bad knee. 2 flights of stairs. And so I had put an Eon patch on my knee earlier, and I didn't even think about it. And I started going down the stairs. And when you have a bad ankle or foot or a knee, you always lead with your good foot or your good leg. And I realized about halfway down that first flight of stairs that my knee didn't hurt. I was able to descend those stairs without pain. And then after the graduation, I went back up those stairs and had no pain for the first time in about 10 years. I mean, all I've got to do is walk from one end of the room to the other, and I've got knee pain. So that's a big deal. Then recently, I had to have ear surgery. And whenever you have surgery, depending on whether or not you get intubated, you may or may not get air introduced into your gut, which is pretty painful, bloating and cramping. And I put the what's the protocol? It's protocol for constipation, but it somehow stimulates your bowel to move. And I don't even have any SP6. I have some ordered now, but I put the Eon and glutathione on, and by the next day, the pain was gone, just gone. And my brown spots are fading. My daughter started using the performance bundle the same time I did, and she just had a yearly checkup, and her doctor said he couldn't believe her lab work. She's 50. He said, I've never seen lab work like this on somebody your age. And I have a couple of questions. Would that be okay to ask a couple of questions? Anybody?
Go ahead. You kind of faded out a little bit. Go ahead.
Okay. Whenever you are traveling, how do you take your patches? My husband, I've been trying to get him to use patches, and I got the IceWave to put on his back, and he's seeing results, and he's getting on board. So he was going to take him with him to Madison. I said, you can't let those get hot. So he didn't take them because all his baggage goes in the trunk of the Lyft or the Uber driver. And I said, well, just put them in your shirt pocket. No way, because then your body heat will wake all those patches up. So how do you do that?
We have there's like these little sleeve. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm trying to show it. Then I have
Oh
to
yeah,
speak.
there you go. You got one,
Yeah,
Jen.
I'm trying to put myself on a view, Michael. But there we go. You're there. Okay. This is what was given to me as a gift a long time ago, and it's a case you can order from Amazon. And although it's blurring, there you go. You can see they're all falling out. I have everything in there, and this is protective against people finding your charge cards, the information in the airport. RFID is it or something? But anyway,
Yeah.
I use this. I travel with it. That's what I use.
That's what I
Okay,
use
so
as well.
what keeps it from getting hot?
Well, I don't leave it. What, do you leave it in the car or something?
Well, he had everything in his carry-on and his other suitcase, but he had to put them in the trunk of the Uber driver's car to go to the airport. Okay, we're in Texas. They're driving an hour to DFW. It's going to get hot in that trunk, and all those patches would be in there. The other option was to put them in his pocket, which his body would activate it.
Yeah.
So I thought maybe there was some kind of a cool pack that
Oh,
you know about, or
well, you can do that. I mean, you could do that. I would put it in my purse in the front of the car rather than in the trunk. But I this will keep it pretty cool. But
okay.
You have to, I mean, just be creative. I like your idea of a sandwich peg or something like that,
Yeah, like a cold pack in
Yeah.
it until he gets to the
Yep.
airport. Okay. My other question is about cellular dyes, which I love, but it has copper in it. When I first started using the performance bundle, I got the COQ10 to take and copper and the curcumin. But now I've got cellular dyes that has copper in it. Do I need to take the separate copper supplement as well?
Barbara, you want, come on, Barbara.
Hey, I just turned my audio and video on, so I don't know if I'm on or not, but because it shows
You
it's
are.
on.
You're on.
Okay. You only need about 2 milligrams of the copper, so take a look and see how much that it is. And
Okay.
so I don't know what your product you have, but I'd stick with the Celergize. I did the same thing, so I know what you're talking about, but you don't want to overdo it. Okay.
Okay.
And
Thank you.
I will also add that when David sends the patches out to places like Arizona and all those that's a lot hotter than we are, he has a special treatment on those patches. So I don't believe I would panic too much, but
Okay.
you might just put them down. If it's his luggage, put them in the very middle of his clothes or something like that where the direct heat is not coming on it. That's what I would do. But
Okay.
or you could put it in a little insulated bag, anything that will make you feel comfortable about what you're doing. But I know that I've heard Connie mention often because she lives in Arizona and everybody worries about the patches being in the mailbox. And he said, don't worry, don't worry. So I wouldn't worry. I just bless them and put them on. I know where you're coming from though, because you want to be
Oh,
sure and protect them. Okay.
okay. Thank you. The other
Mhm.
thing I wanted to mention was I know whenever you use the patches for a while, you start to detox. And I've had a couple of different symptoms, and I think that's what's going on, but I'm not sure. As somebody who's gluten intolerant and been told they're celiac, I've had that dermatitis herpetiformis where it comes out your skin because you can't metabolize it and it looks like little blisters. And I had that happen under my X39 on the back of my neck after about 6 weeks. And it kept feeling so funny. And I finally got a mirror and looked back there, and it was almost a solid blister. It was all
Yeah.
edematous. And so I just quit
That's
putting
good.
anything on there. But can you just detox in one spot under a patch like
No,
that?
I mean, I've heard a lot of people say that when they take their patches off, there's a little red spot. I think it's my opinion and what I've heard from other people we've worked with. It's just the body is really working very powerful in that area. So don't worry about it. It's happened to me before, and I've taken the patches off, and the next day there's still a little spot there. So I
Yeah.
just say, thank you, God. I know I need it there, which I did. It was right over my gut, and
Yeah.
that's where, your immune system is located. So I wanted it to be powerful in that area. So it's not, if you're not allergic to the adhesive, which there's going to be very rare anybody's ever going to be allergic to it. But if you want to, just, is it for you or somebody else? Is it you?
It's for me. And it was for me.
Okay.
And I just got some paper tape and moved it up or below that C7 and put it in a little bit different spot,
You
like an inch
can.
above or
If
below.
it's the X39, you can put it anywhere you want.
Okay.
And I know I'm saying this to the whole group, but put it in your bra. I got a lot of people that do that. They put it on their
Okay.
underwear. So in that area where you're seeing that color right now, why don't you
Yeah.
just try putting it on top of your underwear and see if it does the same thing? Okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'll try
play with
that.
it because
Yeah. I'll try that. I was really surprised.
yeah.
I've never been allergic to adhesives, but I've never put adhesive in the same spot on my body every day.
Yeah, well, change your spots. I
Okay.
rarely ever keep it on the same spot all the time. Even if it's, up on your C7, you can move it up and down the area because as the old saying, and I tell this to a lot of people, you can put it on your butt and it's still going to work.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
It doesn't make any difference. Everybody's spending too much time worrying where they're putting their patch. It's systemic.
Okay.
It'll go anywhere.
Well, thank you very
Bless
much.
it and
And
put it on, okay?
thank you. And Michael, I'm sorry my camera's not working, but I'm going to try to get it again next week. I'll be back and hopefully it'll work by then.
All right. Very good. Maybe pull up a tutorial or something that might help you out.
Okay.
Thanks, Suncatcher. Thanks, Barbara.
Uh-huh.
Jonathan.
Good afternoon, everybody. So I was asked by one of your members to come and share my story that I shared on the Doc Talk last night. So real quick, and I'll get out of the way. I didn't think at this age, I'm 62, I'll be 63 in October. I didn't think that I was having problems with my intimacy. And I just tried this because they tell you to just like she said, try your patches in different spots. So I stacked the glutathione on my X39 and started wearing it below my belly button, and things in the bedroom got a little better. So I'm not sure if that can help anybody that may be having that problem, but it sure wouldn't hurt to give it a try. Thank you so much, Michael.
Thanks, Jonathan. Always appreciate you coming on. Thanks so much. And that's a good one. Wow. Chris.
So I have a quick Celergize testimony. So I've been working nights. I'm actually going to work now. And I was like, I have to go to the gym. So my nights have been rather tough and, out all night working. And I start driving to the gym, had a Celergize, and about quarter of the way through my workout, I started feeling more energy. Like I wasn't tired from working overnight. And I felt just more energy and more strength as I continued to the workout. And I was able to get a whole workout in and not struggle the whole way. So, and this is before putting X39 or 49 on. Just Celergize got me through a nice workout for the day.
Yeah, that Celergize is great stuff. Thanks.
Yep. Thank you.
Roxanne.
Hi, Michael. Hi, everyone. I'm actually sharing Joanne's story. She had gone to a wellness center, and the owner of the center is a Reiki master. And after talking for some time, she had suggested for this woman to hold the patch in her hand, the X39 patch in her hand, because she heard Tracy Joe talk about that and how she felt the energy and everything. And so this woman who's a Reiki master as well as a clairvoyant, she was holding the hand, closed her eyes, and she could visualize the energy from the patch work at the neurons, at the level of the neurons, and just see all this beautiful flowing light helping to heal at the nerve level or the neuronal level of the body. So she was very excited about this and would love to use this in her own practice. So I just putting it out there.
Fantastic. Wow. Good.
Yeah, I think it's great. So, all right. Thank
Thanks.
you. Yes, thank you.
Mother Swami.
Hi. I have a few updates. I am not wearing my glasses, not on purpose, but I forgot them. But it reminds me that I see a little better. So not much better, but I've had to downgrade from 2.0 to 1.25 for reading glasses. So that's an improvement. The major updates I wanted to give my daughter, I've shared before, who experienced some of the worst things that anybody can even imagine. needed a sedative or a medicine that calmed her down, that it was really necessary. She needed 200 milligrams for the last few years. She's at 0 now with the patches. And it all happened totally organically. And she's also not processed certain trauma in the way that she has been able to do. So this is unbelievable. I'm so thankful and grateful. She also had a inflammation of the nerve of a tooth that had been damaged by a dentist, and she can fully use the tooth now. There's a slight bit of sensitivity left with hot and cold, but she herself is convinced now that that's going to pass very soon too. And last, she because she has a very hard time drinking enough water. That has to do with past experiences, so that's always been a concern for me. It's still difficult for her. So now she is moving a kidney stone out, and she had initially had in the hospital, they asked her a scale of 0 to 10 what pain level she was, and she's very not sensitive to pain, and she said 100. So that was really, really horrible. They gave her pain medication in the hospital, thankfully, and she took another pain medication the following day. But we patched her up, and 3 days later, she was pain-free. She's been pain-free since then. No pain medication, just some medication to help pass, and continuous use of the patches. And because she knows now she has to drink a little more water, she's making more effort to do that, and she is. So I wanted to share these really amazing things, and I'm so grateful.
Wow, that's great. Great shares. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Kristen.
Hi, everyone.
Hi.
I just wanted to add a quick thing about how to carry your patches. Right. Robin and Gregory did a show a while back about how to carry them, and apparently Gregory used to do something about refrigeration, or anyway, he knows about how to keep things cool, and the whole thing was to put air in as an insulator. So they suggested just cutting pieces of bubble wrap and sticking it in that little bag that Jen was showing. So that's what I did. I've got bubble wrap on both sides of it, and I leave mine in the car very often in my purse, and it gets hot in here, so, and they still seem to work. So there was just that. And then I have sort of a funny story, and I'm not sure, but not quite sure what's going on. For the last few days, I have been approached by people with this very strange thing. You know, they'll come up to me and start talking, which is kind of a new thing for me. But this one lady came up the other day in the grocery store, and I was standing there getting ready to do something. And she says, "Oh, I really like your purse." And I said, "Well, thank you." She says, "Would you pray for me?" And I'm going, "Well, yes, of course." But I have no clue why she came up to me and asked me to pray for her. There was nothing about me or on me that would indicate that I would do that. So the only thing I can think of is somehow light must be emanating from me. And I've read it about other people. So I'm hoping that that's the truth.
That's a good one. I like that. So yeah, the patches are bringing the light out of you, and bringing your light quotient up, and people are noticing it and wanting you to share it.
Yeah.
Good job. Beautiful story. Thanks, Kristen. Lynn.
Hey, Michael. So I have 3 tonight. The first is I think it was 2 or 3 months ago, there was a young mother in her 30s who started LifeWave, and she had the tumors wrapped around several nerves, including some angry cell tumors, and was in extreme pain all the time. So she started patching, helped her pain. Well, in the meantime, when she first started the patches, she weighed 80 pounds, which of course is not sustainable. And just got word that she has gained 10 pounds in 2 months because of the patches. And she knows for sure it's the patches.
That's that's impressive.
Yeah, I mean,
Very
just
good.
yeah, very good for her health. And then the second one is we'll talk several times. There'll be stories where all of a sudden you realize something that you had for a long, long time you just don't have anymore. Many years ago, I lived in a duplex and it had a manual garage door. And I shut the garage door to go to work one morning, turned around to leave, and my finger was in the garage door. It had somehow I turned and the garage door, one of the slats closed in on it. And it was stuck there. So I lifted up the garage door. It was flat as a pancake, almost passed out. And since then, the nerve damage has just been, extensive because I smashed that finger. And when the weather changes, the barometric pressure, it just hurts super, super bad. Well, I noticed this past week, it doesn't hurt anymore at all. So, and I've been on the patches for 15 months. So the nerves have regenerated.
Wow.
Which is huge to be free of nerve pain. So I just want to give people hope. And then the third thing is Bishop Jim O'Connor and I were doing a LifeWave show last couple of weeks, and he was sharing about a tooth he woke up with where the pain was off the chart, the tooth was black, bad infection. He wore X39 and glutathione, and within a week, the tooth was fine. All the enamel had grown back. It was no longer black, and he could chew steak on it. So I have had a tooth infection here for probably a year and a half, and I won't let them pull it because I believe I've heard too many testimonies about our patches helping with that. So I started putting, just like he did, the X39 and the glutathione where the tooth infection was. Well, what I didn't expect was this. When I take those patches off now, so as a marathoner, I'm in the sun a lot, and I pull back my hair in a baseball hat because I don't like sweaty hair on my neck. So my face has sun damage on it from all the sun exposure. Well, when I take these patches off at night, that skin is totally clear. And I thought, wow, I may be onto something here. So I had a really bad sun damage spot on this side of my face and I've been putting the Alavita patch on it every night. And within 3 days, it was halfway gone. And now it's been probably a week, and it's 75% gone. So I know there's a lot of ladies out there doing expensive laser treatments and all kinds of things. And I'm here to tell you, simple, no drugs, no chemical, no lasers, no anything. These patches will fix that stuff.
Wow.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Very good.
Yeah.
Great shares. Thanks.
Thanks.
Frederick.
Weight loss, weight loss. I started using the Celergize and my appetite went down. I guess the supplementation that I thought I was getting was not really that great. So ever since it became available, I've been using it. And I noticed my appetite's gone down quite a bit. And then I noticed my pants had a little room, which was nice. Then I went to the conference and a couple of people there said to me, you've lost weight. So I said, all right, well, let's see how much weight I've lost. So when I got home, I weighed myself, and I always bounce between 190 and high 170s, finally into the 160s.
Whoa.
So also added the energy patches, which I usually don't use unless I'm doing an event or I know something's coming up where I need to have that extra energy, but I kind of started using them regularly. And that's about 12-pound difference from my average that I normally bounce between. So I was really happy about that. And I'm over my retracing episode. I had a retracing episode. I was just hobbling around on my leg, not even the leg that I was supposed to have a knee replacement on, which that already is taken care of. It was the opposite leg that I didn't even remember I had an injury on, and the toe. So yeah, that was pretty intense. And that also happened after the Celergi. So I think the Celergi supplementation is like supercharged the patches to go to that area. So I'm really happy with it. Everything's calmed down. I got a little weight loss and happy with the Celergi's. Thank you.
Very good. Very good, Fred. So yeah, that's what the Celergi is supposed to do. It's supposed to basically heighten the capabilities of the LifeWave batches and augment them, make them even better. So it's as we're seeing, everybody's having great experiences from that. So again, if you haven't used Celergi yet, definitely would recommend it. Carla.
So, hey, good evening, everybody. I wanted to tell Fred, you can tell in your face you've lost weight. You could see it. So, but I wanted to say, this weekend we had a wedding shower. We had a whole bunch of family activity that we had to do. And I walked like 18,000 steps in one day, and I couldn't figure out why my knee was hurting so bad. So today, of course, I was in my office and I got up and I was like, okay, this is ridiculous. I took the X39 off the back of my neck, put it on my knee, and literally the pain was gone. So it's amazing how they work like that. And I wanted to let you know that because, I haven't had pain with that for over a year in my knee. And I guess because I overused it, I had extreme pain and it was stiff and everything. So anyway, yeah, I believe
Thanks,
in
Carla.
it.
Beautiful. Suzanne.
Hello, everybody. So, Lynn, you made me think. I have a spot on the side of my face here, right? You can see it right there. And like last week, I took an Alavita that I had, and I just put it on there, just for whatever. I didn't take a picture of anything, and then I noticed that in the morning that it was much lighter. So now I'm going to take a picture of it, and I'll keep doing that, and I'll see what happens. But you made me remember that. I was like, oh yeah, I forgot. I just wasn't even thinking it would really work. I was just like, slap it on there. And yeah, it definitely was lighter. So I'm going to continue on with that. So
Fantastic.
yeah, I was really excited. So thanks. Good.
Thanks. Great share. Anita.
Hi. Getting the multi-phase report on. Been doing the Alavita religiously every night, and been doing the X39, X49 every single day because I need to be a Faraday cage because of what Wi-Fi does to moldy people. Okay, so in the back seat, I got a quantum energy tool sitting over here that is also, it's also the same premise to block Wi-Fi for like a mile, 0.2 around me, block all the electromagnetic to help this improve faster. But what I can say is the retracing of the hand, I think, is complete. The retracing on my feet seems to be complete. And that whole process was like less than 2 weeks. And those were both major injuries. And I'm not exactly young, so I expected it to take a while to ever kick in. But I've been really consistent with the 3949 and the Alavita once Rox told me what the deal was with the multi-phase recovery. So everything is going substantially better than it might have been. And my chiropractor is definitely engaged in all the recoveries because he put his hands on me for the first time in months the other day. And he knew the frozen shoulder and a few other things. And he said, oh my goodness, this is so important because I know this body. So he was supposed to come home last night and have the full offices to deal with. So I'm really excited for him and for all his people. I really am.
Wow, that's great.
Yeah, super happy.
Thanks, Anita.
Thank
Michelle.
you for you do.
Absolutely. Thank you. Michelle.
Hi.
Hi.
Jen has the picture. She's going to pull it up.
I'm
And
trying.
Roxanne was talking earlier about the energy and the light. And this picture is a friend of mine. In January, she started on X39. The day she got it, she put it on. She had the Tree of Life charm on her pendant on her neck already. And then she put it in her chest. And then she turned around and she saw the light. And that's exactly what she saw. The moment she put the X39, she called me up on the phone and she said, I can't believe it. The energy is coming out. So I had that picture filed away. So I just wanted everyone to see it.
I love that. That's a great one. Thanks. The energy of the patches. Wow.
Yeah.
Kathy.
Hey, Michael, everybody. I just have a small one. Saturday, I was out working in the yard, working around the pool, and we know how hot it is down here. I had my bathing suit cover up laying on a chair, and about 45 minutes into it, I said, man, I got to get inside. It was so bad out there. And I reached over to grab my cover up, and hold on. I don't know if you can see this or not.
Well,
wait a minute. We'll put it on spotlight.
Yeah.
See it?
There you go.
Oh, yeah. Woo.
Yeah, well, he decided to lay on my cover up, and I did not know he was there. And guess
Oops.
what? He stung me.
Oh,
like
no.
right on my little finger here. And I was
Ah.
like, oh my God, it was like all the way down my finger and started in my hand. And again, I pulled the X39 off my neck and I just wrapped it around that finger. He didn't leave a stinger. So I looked there first, but I just wrapped it around there. Within 15 minutes, no pain. It was all gone. All I saw was the little hole where he stung me, but there was no welt, there was nothing. And I didn't have any more pain the rest of the day. Now he's a lot flatter now than he was in the picture, but that's my story.
Bad hornet. Yes.
That's right. Bad hornet.
Wow. I've been stung by those, and it's usually you're going to deal with that for days. So that's impressive.
Yeah. That's what I thought. I was like,
Yeah.
oh my God, this is going to hurt forever.
I was mowing the grass one time in my yard. I was a young kid. I think it was like 8 or something like that. And I pushed the lawnmower over a hornet's nest that was in the ground. And they came out and they schooled me. So I was in pain for a long time.
Yeah.
I think for a week I was hurting. So yeah, that's pretty impressive. Just 10, 15 minutes. That's beautiful. Yeah. Wish they'd been around back then.
You would have been a lot better off.
Much. All right. Any last ones? Anybody holding back? If not, we'll go and wrap it up a little bit early. And maybe I can put this on Instagram because it's under an hour. So that's good. All right, everyone. If you want to unmute and say good night, then lots of love to you guys, and we'll see you guys next Monday.
Good night, everyone.
Good night, everyone.
Good night,
everyone.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
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 Thank
Bye.
you for showing up, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank
Good night, all.
you.
Thanks, Joe, catching everybody.
Thank you for the show.
Next week, Michael.
Thank you to our guests,
Vibration.
Jonathan.
God bless everyone.
Anna.
Have a terrific week.